The thing about Class is that it doesn't patronise the audience, and it shows them realness.
It's for teenagers, but it's also for the teenagers and everybody.
I don't think it necessarily does what it says on the tin, which is a good thing.
It's dark, it makes you laugh, it makes you cry.
It's fun, it's stupid, it's clever.
You don't know what's going on, and then all of a sudden you feel like you got the answer to life.
Writing Class came kind of out of the blue, really. The producers approached me, asked if I would consider writing for Doctor Who, which is an incredible opportunity. It's an amazing thing. But it hit me right at a point where I thought I'd just done a bunch of stuff for other people. And I thought, actually, I'm at the point I'm at now, I'd like to do something that's really just mine. And I love Doctor Who. I think what a great show, what a great opportunity. But right at that moment, I thought I'd love to just do something really, really new. And they said, well, we've been thinking maybe we had this idea about Coal Hill. And it's that thing where you never know where an idea is going to start flowering other ideas. And as soon as they told me that, things just started lighting up. I thought, oh, well, here's how I'd do that. And we had lots of talks about it, and they really liked it. And then I went to BBC Drama and pitched it, and so I don't know. It's kind of a bit of a surprise, a bit of a nice little roller coaster from there to here. I wrote a short story for the Doctor Who 50th anniversary, and my whole goal of the short story was to reclaim the idea of the Doctor as an alien, just to really see him from a human. If you really met him, would you notice all the alien bits of him? And Class is not fully an extrapolation of that, but part of it is. It's about, so the Doctor's come to this world, and he's done these things in this world, and he's done things in this school. So what effect does that have on the people he leaves behind? How do they see it? And that's really interesting to me, just to get another point of view on this massive, massive universe in which there are so many stories to tell.
Look at you! What an amazing team. You'll be able to handle anything that time throws at you. Oh, come on. Cheer up. It's not that hard. It's no harder than all these exams that you have to take these days. Except for media studies. It's going to be harder than that.
Yeah, I don't think being a teenager in high school, or sixth form as we'd call it, is ever an easy time. It's a time of huge change for everyone. Hormones are going crazy. Your brains are growing in weird ways that they don't settle until you're 25, I don't think. It's all a very scary time you've got to make life decisions that affect the next 50 years of your life. You go into jobs that you don't know much about, really.
You've got all this life stuff to deal with, learning who you are, learning about the world around you in a much more kind of serious way. And then on top of that, like the stress from exams and pressure that's put on teenagers is nuts.
You're falling in love with people, you're falling out with your parents. It's a crazy time. And then having to save the world, I think that kind of takes a back seat, really, with all the other stuff going on. It's just like, oh, yeah, I've got to sort my own life out. I'll save the world. That's fine. I'll do that in my spare time. What's so nice about Class and everyone on it is that that kind of doesn't matter. It's just another way of saying you do you can be whoever you want to be, and it's absolutely fine as long as you're a good person at the heart of it. It's anything you do is absolutely fine, even if you're weird or wonderful or whatever. It's good, and Charlie just encapsulates that, and he doesn't mind. He kind of doesn't mind that he's a weirdo. It's great.
Where are you from, anyway? You sound like the Queen.
I'm from Sheffield. He's exactly like me, pretty much. In the sense that he's very socially awkward, in a way, because he just doesn't know what's going on. He's just generally a lovely person, I think. He tries to be the best version of himself that he can be. I love him to bits, Charlie. I think he's great. That sounds really narcissistic now, doesn't it?
Would you believe me if
I said I was from another planet.
God, yeah. You're weird and don't know anything about pop culture. You're either alien or Amish.
The cast are amazing. Everyone we've worked with, just the calibre has been outstanding.
Working with Peter was a dream come true. Oh my God. Having him come onto set, it was just like everyone just went silent and he just walked on. It was like, oh, Peter, the Doctor is here.
He totally turned us up a notch as actors, I think. The couple days he came in, after he left, we all had more of a sense of what we were doing, because we're a lot younger and haven't done that much stuff. He just comes and he's like, hello, how's it going? And every person in the room feels those eyes on, whereas sometimes you feel like, what am I doing? Whereas he doesn't feel like that.
See, when I grew up, I was still am, I say was, but I still am a real Oscar buff. So I know the trivia answer, which is that he is the only Doctor who's ever won an Oscar. That's true. Look it up. It's true. Found a short film. And so it took everything I could not to mention that to him when he was filming. But he was so supportive and so really, I think he shot it before the current season of Doctor Who, so it was his first time he'd been able to put on the Doctor's garments again in a good while, and I think he really enjoyed that. And he was so supportive to the script and to the show, and also just his graciousness with everyone is such a nice thing to see for a role that's so iconic, an actor that's so immediately famous as soon as you step into the role. The way that he just is so genuinely friendly to people who are a little giggly and a little fan starstruck, and that's that's kind of who you want to be. It was a fantastic experience, a really good model, I think.
I get that a lot.
Filming class is very fast-paced. We're doing loads every day, and it's all crazy stuff, like rips in space-time, monsters, everything happening every day, green screens and stunts, and it's an absolute roller coaster film, but it's the best fun I've ever had.
I've got a lot of friends who, when I found out I was working with Patrick, they was just so excited because obviously they'd read his books. And just from seeing his work in like A Monster Calls and the trailer, and even just from the writing in class, I can sort of imagine what his books were like. And honestly, I'm not just saying this, like he's honestly one of the most talented writers I've ever worked with. Just his dialogue, and even just for me as my character. And what's great about him, just since being with us, he's sort of understood how we talk and how we act, and just sort of in the next episodes he sort of incorporated that in the dialogue. So he sort of understood us a lot more and just used that in his writing.
And he has a voice. I mean, obviously he's older than us, but he speaks like he's in your head.
He doesn't mind pushing boundaries, and he's like, if I want to write something about this, I'm going to do it.
And he's just so smart and creative, and it's kind of scary because sometimes you wonder what goes on in his mind. But honestly, he's really, really talented, and I'm just super excited to be with him.
Class is particular about its point of view and about its agency. It's from the point of view of students, and they have the agency and they have the control over the plots and their development and their characters and so on. And that, I think, is the main difference between YA and adult, if you have to have a dividing line, is who has the agency, who is the story about and for. And there's a paradox there, which is that if you write a story that is very much about and for teenagers, it turns out adults really like it and can really relate to it because one, the stories usually are really thumping good stories because teenagers demand a narrative, but also the emotions are treated without a sneer, and everybody can remember what their first love was like and the size of it, and everybody can remember what the first heartbreak was like and the size of that. And so it's for teenagers, but it's also for the teenagers and everybody. But don't tell your teens that. Don't tell your teens that. They don't want to know. They really don't want to know. It's for them, but you can watch.
You do realise that's not my car?
Kathleen Kelly plays Miss Quill, and she is a teacher you'd never ever want to have. She is smarter than you and will let you know it, and is harsh in her rules and sarcastic and sharp-tongued. And May may have an evil streak. Maybe.
What? She's lots of fun, first of all, to play. She gets some cracking lines and some cracking outfits, and she is kick-ass. But that's not enough to sustain a whole series. So what is brilliant about Patrick is that that's just the sort of top layer, the icing sugar on the cake. There is so much more to Quill. We were very keen that, when we were looking at costumes and hairstyle and everything for Quill, that yes, she should be badass, but she should still be believable that she's a teacher at school. So I think, to the naked eye, she's just a teacher, a bit of a, cool teacher. But she's there's lots to Quill and way more to come.
Solve it! Don't look so pained, Mateus.
Is this even in the book?
I honestly think she makes this stuff up.
It's the Gibbs probability density in a classical Klein-Gordon field. Well, it is.
And the final piece is the puzzlist Tanya, played by Vivino Parra, who is 3 years younger than everybody else. She's smart enough to have been advanced 3 grades, which is something I've come across in my own life. So she's kind of me. I was in advanced 3 grades, but I know what it's like to be bumped up, even when you probably shouldn't have been. And so she's younger than everybody else and just trying to fit in.
When you're younger than everyone else around you, there's a certain sort of self-consciousness that you're less self-conscious, more self-awareness of everything you do. You're like, oh, God, was that really cringy? Like, did I make it really obvious that I'm really young? Like, she really wants to be defined as Tanya, not someone's little sister, not the young one in the year. And because that's like a preoccupation, it gets in the way of her forming relationships. But maybe once she's over that, she'll see the real Tanya.
You must be the father of the boy who led my girl astray.
All I know is that my son never had any trouble before he got involved with your daughter.
Boy, you talk about our daughter like that again and I will break your neck.
Oh, enough! God, do any of you even know your own children? April is the most decent person I've ever met. And she's also brave, and she's kind, and she cares about what happens to the world.
Yeah, April's been through quite a tough time. She was in a car accident with her family in the car when she was 8, and since then her mum has become paralysed. So she's like the sole carer for her mum as her parents aren't together anymore. It's really beautiful, their relationship, and sometimes they swap roles a little bit. They both know how to put each other in their place.
You look gorgeous.
I don't, but thanks. April, people just think that nice means fragile. That somehow if I'm allowed to see what the real world's like, then I'll break. But I'm tougher than they think.
I know how tough you are. And you're not nice. You're kind. There's a difference. Kind is better. Way better.
Yeah, because that's what people think when they want a prom date. I wonder who's kind.
April, just because you have to do a lot for me...
I don't mind.
...doesn't mean I stop being your mum. You do look gorgeous. And that's that.
Being a teenager is hard enough, let alone the life and death stuff. So...
It's a really exciting time as well, being a teenager. So much happens, and you'll never forget what happens in your teen years. And then being able to do that in a show where you can save the world is just an added bonus. It's just a bit of fun.
Charlie, Prince, we need you to save this planet.
No.
The one thing I want people to take away from class is that no matter who you are, what you do, what you've been through, you can save the world, literally. It doesn't matter what you faced, it doesn't matter who you were, it's what you do now, and it's how your choices impact the future that matters. right now, and anyone can do it. I think that's what I think people should take away from class.